A beautiful good morning and welcome back to another episode of Surviving Fishing Adventures. My name is Marcel and I'm literally just about to get up from the camp bed in the back of the trusty mighty Luxy. We're gonna do something different today, guys. So here we are in the camp. I've never been to this part of the state, so we're just gonna go exploring today. Let's call it bush bashing first of all. I guess you're gonna see in a second what I'm talking about, because the place where we stayed last night is a bit tight to get in and out, so it's literally scratching the hell out of the Raptor liner paint of the Hilux. But that's exactly why I got the Raptor liner on there. Pretty sure not many people would drive in that track here. Oh, I can already see some deep holes, deep ruts there in front of me, so this is gonna get exciting here. Alrighty, let's give that a red hot crack. I'm not sure if we're gonna make it. No worries, the Luxy loves it. We got a bit of everything here four-wheel drive wise this morning. Soft sand, rock fields, and we just had some steep bits, and there's another rock field here in front of me. Last night we had some pretty bloody vertical drops and big hill climbs, and this is epic here. This is what I love. Adventuring, exploring. Oh man, I'm in my element. I love this. Would be even nicer if it would be a bit more sunny, but hey, we can't do anything about it other than putting on our sunniest t-shirt, I guess. At least there's a few patches of blue sky up there now. Oh wow, that's gonna be a challenge to get back up here. Exciting! I've never been down there. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Woohoo! Had to put my sunnies on. We got the sun out, and have a look at that view, and I got it all to myself. And while we're here, guys, I would like to introduce you to someone very special, someone who I've been in a de facto relationship for the past 10 years. Yes, you're right, we're talking about my trusty Hilux. If I could be married to a car, it would be her. I totally trust her. She would never let me down. I've chosen her 10 years ago for good reasons, and she has totally proven her worthy. Let me give you a quick rundown. Nothing too special, nothing too fancy done on her. Just gave her a 2-inch lift, put her on 31s, put a Raptor liner coating on it. We got a second battery set up down there. We got a solar panel on top. We got just recently fitted jerrycan mount down there to get a bit more range. Got some recovery tracks here on the side, and I did a bit of a kit out in the back here, which I'm going to show you in a second as well. Down here we can see a water outlet for a water tank, got 45 liters underneath, the soap disposer. That's pretty much all the important things to be mentioned. Other than that, pretty stock standard really. I like to keep it light. She's a petrol. She got a 2.7 liter 3RZ FE engine, 150 horsepower. Got a bull bar on there. Just put on some spotties. We got a winch in there as well, so in case something happens we can get out. But to be honest, most of the time it's more that I'm helping out other people than myself. but you know, never say never. I better be prepared. And let's quickly show you the backside as well. And one quick look on the back end. So that's our bed, fridge, freezer. That's the Neva Cool. Up here we got our heavy PE6 and our Penn Prevail 10 to 15 kilo rods at the moment. Got curtains all around. Yes, got a rubbish bag. I'm always keeping all my rubbish. Not like some of you guys where I can still sometimes see rubbish left behind. So please don't leave it out there. Down here, covered up under a rag, we come to the masterpiece of my German engineering. Got a couple of rods under here at the moment. Different sizes, different setups for different purposes. More space for other gear like recovery gear, camping table. Got another set of recovery boards back behind my scrapper collected, gaffs, rod holders. I hope you could actually see that. So there's a bit storage space, originally designed to slide in a double board bag. But yeah, got a few bits and pieces in here, including another backpack. Let me quickly show you one view. I hope you can see that. I'm not very patriotic when it comes down to German motor vehicles, to be honest. I am a qualified motor mechanic by trade. I've been working in the industry for about 20 years. I've chosen a Toyota for good reasons. Yeah, it's something special, especially those old Hiluxes, so reliable. There you go, 420,000 and a little bit. All right, let's get up the hill, hey? We're just about to leave those tracks we have just been on for a little while now, and we're heading into some dunes. Literally using the drone now to actually find the tracks. Anyways, we're gonna find it. Sorry, I didn't take you down there. I was just on my foot, like checking out one spot that is actually a track down there, but I don't want to risk it by myself. It goes bloody steep, deep sand down. If I would have second vehicle with me like a mate, no worries, like we could help each other out winching, but it's just too long, too steep to be confident by myself. So we're gonna shoot off, continue exploring, might find another way to get in there. Time and time again I jump out of the car and have a quick look over the edge of the dune just to make sure we're not doing a mistake that I can't make return, and I just did so. I was lucky I did, because there was a deep hole in between two sand dunes. I can't see any tracks from other people driving here. I reckon this is a pretty remote place, not many people come to. And sand is always blowing over tracks anyways, so you wouldn't be able to see it after some wind. You might be able to see a little bit out there, but I just want to focus on driving and not doing any consequential mistakes here. I'm already excited, and I love that exploring bit here anyways. The way is already like part of the mission. Alrighty guys, we found our track, finally! Phew! We're back to bush bashing at its best. Probably here. She loves it. She really loves it. So don't come in here in your fancy brand new 300 series. You don't want to scratch your plane, trust me mate. Left the Luxie behind, parked up. Just me and my little backpack, back in my adventure pants, my adventure shirt and my adventure hat, and just hiking and discovering and looking out for a spot to fish. And the scenery is absolutely spectacular. Let me just give you a quick glimpse what that looks like here behind me. Enough for the moment, and let me show you something else. We just found a little beehive right down there. Wild bees. If we would want to, we could just grab some of their fresh honey. This is so organic as you could just imagine. How cool is this little cave I just found here? Sick! What a view! If I carry on like that, I will never arrive. This is just so pretty here. All a pretty tough access here. Steep, no tracks at all. But man, the scenery, it's like from another world. What a place! Very slowly but surely our exploring mission is succeeding, and we're about to get a little bit closer to the place. Need to make sure I'm not falling anywhere here, but the scenery behind me is just getting more and more spectacular. It's ridiculous, guys. How spectacular, how unique. Welcome back everyone. 2 days have passed by since we first arrived here. Still didn't manage to catch a big fish because the weather really turned against us. Yesterday we attended to fish down there, went down there, had like the big rods with us, left quite some gear down there after we basically had to run away from the weather. It was pouring down. We came back to the trusty mighty Luxie, soaking wet, and this morning it was the same game. Now it's like already half the day passed by and just have a little gap after it was very miserable earlier. You can see in my backpack a light rod that I just take as emergency backup in case we don't manage any bigger fish on the big setups. We're just gonna eat some herring. I already saw there was plenty around yesterday, caught a few for bait yesterday, didn't manage to get anything bigger interested on that either. The conditions are still not great, it's bloody miserable. I'm just wearing my rain jacket because there's probably more water coming down, but let's get into it. I just don't want to bail out here immediately due to the weather, but we have been using up some of our supplies that were calculated according to the weather and swell forecasts that didn't come true. So it's really time today to actually catch some fish, and if we don't manage to get something decent, we're just gonna eat herring, preferably in one of those cool caves. The scenery is so spectacular. I would really like to stretch out the time in this area for a bit longer, discover some more places, and the forecast looks again promising that the weather will actually get a bit better and I would happily stay here for a bit longer. So let's go for a little upsail down the first steep section here. I already got a little rope in place here. There wasn't much of a spot to set up a cam or a nut So we just use that big rock behind us as an anchor point, and let's get straight down there and get into fishing before it starts pouring down again. Alrighty, let's do this, eh? The rope is still soaking wet as well from earlier, but it's not gonna stop us from nothing, you know. So what we got down here is a little ridge which I just used on the first day to just get down by foot with a light backpack, but now carrying heavy loads and everything being soaking wet, I set up a rope. We got our climbing gear, which just makes it safer. You can see the water dripping out from the gree. So yesterday was all very wet. Some of the rocky gets very slippery. You're gonna see me in my socks again once we're down at the fishing spots. That is in particular very slippery down there. So we just arrived back at our fishing spot here. Let's get set up and get some lines in the water. Alright guys, we're finally ready to fish, and there's actually the first bit of little sunshine just coming over the horizon. I hope the same applies in the way of fishing today. I just realized while unpacking how late it actually already is. We got maybe like an hour left or so it's like not much time at all. Once I got that rod here in the water, which is my second heaviest outfit I currently got down here with me, Penn Prevail, 10 to 15 kilos. It's a 9'6" rod with a 6000 Zaragoza 40-pound braid. Yesterday I actually had to put on 80-pound leader here because there had actually happened some thing to my 14,000 Zaragoza, which I now can't use anymore. So this is now what we're using here. Quickly gonna let that settle down, set the drag nice and loose, so that can already hopefully have a solid chance out there to catch something. Just gonna wait for it to settle down. So that is going nowhere. So we're all set up here, while that heavier one is hopefully catching something on a piece of herring on a paternoster setup. We're gonna just make sure we're not going to bed hungry tonight and start casting a little lure on the light outfit. I'm sure there's gonna be some herring around. If I can't catch a herring, I may consider turning to vegetarian and giving up on fishing. Just joking, obviously. And let's hope that we actually catch some herring, eh? And first hits, I can see them bubbling up back there. Let's make sure we don't lose them. Hopefully he's a good size. Ah, I just dropped him. Second cast on the herring. Yep, first hit's coming there. That one feels a little bit bigger. Maybe he got the hooks a bit better in him as well. Ah, I dropped him again. All good things are three, eh? Finally got one on the board. Not a bad size for herring. That was a hit. And we're on again. Let's get this one, eh? Come on, don't shake it off. Stay hooked. Nah, dropped him again. And we're on again. Finally another one. I just dropped in time. And we are connected at the moment again. just... Oh, see them all around there? So many. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but there's so many of them. Let's quickly get one up here. Yep. Next one on board. Quickly gonna deal with them. And let's quickly try to get the next one. And straight back on. And straight lost them again. And back on. He's a bit of a better size. He was going nowhere. He was nicely connected. And if we manage to land this one, we may leave that as the last one, which should be a feed now. That's how they managed to get off the hooks. That jumping and wiggling around. Just gonna quickly check the big rod, and then we chuck that back out. Must be stuck in seaweed or something. For the sides, for some salad, we're gonna put the small one aside for bait, keeping an eye on our rod there, and get those ones ready here. Just gonna quickly scale them, and then we get some little fillets cut out of them. And that is the first one. So we're just gonna finish that off here, and I'll see you guys at the next step. Alrighty guys, welcome to the camp kitchen. It's gonna be a very quick one. It's gonna be very basic because it is already getting dark again, but we got our light here, so we'll be okay until we certainly get destroyed by the mozzies, I guess. Stick them in the bag and just give it a good shake in the back with the tank off. Sounds like the oil is hot. It's going on full steam in there. That's looking pretty damn good. Sorry guys for the lightning situation. This is as good as I can make it here right now. And I think the first load of fresh caught herring should be well and truly ready to be served. Hot. Very, very hot. And it smells good too. Check that out guys. Doesn't that look incredible? And the last one. I reckon we're gonna get started getting into it. Yum. Doesn't that look good? I hope you guys can see that properly. Yum. That's absolutely delicious guys. Pretty bloody good. And round 2 for me. Unfortunately, I just dropped the other half of the avocado. That's sad, but at least I didn't drop the fish. Let's give it a try. Let's burn our mouth. Yeah, it's a bit hot, but it's edible. It's pretty good. Look at that. Bloody good. I'm gonna finish that wrap here with the herring. Turned out bloody tasty. And then I'm gonna pack up some of my gear. I got quite a lot down here. Hike back to the car in the dark. And give it one more quick try in the morning down here. Try to get up very early. If I don't catch anything, I just see you at the next place. And then we're gonna go for some big fish. It's bloody tasty to eat herring, but I didn't come all that way, which was a cool adventure anyways, to just catch herring. So we're going for something decent, just trying out another spot. The conditions should be getting better. I shouldn't say it too loud. Hopefully I'm getting back in the dry today and don't be rained on again, but I'll see you guys in the morning. I did go back down. I fished the same spot on the next day. The weather was actually quite beautiful. The sun was back out. It was a lot calmer. After a few hours of just catching herring after herring again, I decided to move on, explored another bit of the coastline and carried on fishing elsewhere. So here we are now, back up in town. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also consider sharing it with your mates. All those ones gonna help the channel to grow and me to produce more of that content for you guys. And please also leave me some comments below. Let me know what you think about it. Do you want to see more of that kind of content, or are you just keen on the fishing side of things? Anyways, I promise you in the next episode there's gonna be some decent fish caught, and I'll see you then. You!